Today I'm making a jack-o'-lantern tower utilizing a cylindrical glass vase. The amount of pumpkins that are used are going to depend on the size of the vase itself. You want the pumpkins to go just above the vase like you see in the video, because once you cut them, it's going to diminish some of their size. You also want to make sure that the pumpkins are wide enough to accommodate the vase. So be certain to purchase your vase before you purchase your pumpkins and utilize the size when you choose the pumpkins. Begin with your pumpkins on a level surface, either the floor or a table, and you want to cut a circle in the top of the pumpkin that is the same size as the top of the vase. The vase is cylindrical, so it should be the same size going all the way up and down. Cut that hole out of the pumpkin, and then you want to make certain that the vase fits into the hole that you've cut. Sometimes you will have to continue to trim away to have enough room for the vase to go all the way in. The bottom pumpkin will have its base intact. The pumpkins that are stacked on top of it will have holes at the top and the bottom. And then the very top pumpkin will only have a hole in the bottom if you are utilizing electric lights. If you're using a real candle, you will have to have a hole in the top of the pumpkin for the hot air to come out. Also, you have to make sure that it is safe to use a candle inside of the glass vase that you are using. So make certain of that if you are using a real candle. But in this case, I always feel that an electric candle is best. To cut the holes in the pumpkins, you can utilize a sharp knife or a pumpkin cutter. A pumpkin cutter is best if you've not cut pumpkins before. If you are using a knife, make sure you're using one that you are familiar with and have used before. Be very careful, this is not a craft for children. Once the top hole of the base pumpkin is cut, you can place the next pumpkin on top of it. Trace that opening onto the bottom of the pumpkin and cut that hole out. You want to be sure before you trace the hole and cut it that the pumpkin on top is sitting in the position that you want it to be. Once you have cut it, the pumpkin may also be a little bit unlevel, and you can level it using the knife, cutting across the top or the bottom, whichever is necessary. Again, you will need to make sure that the vase goes through the pumpkin, that the hole is big enough. So this may take a little bit of trimming beyond just cutting the top open. You will know that you've got the right size hole when you can take the vase and slide it into or through the pumpkin, depending on which pumpkin it is. You want to continue this process with all of the pumpkins, keeping in mind what you have decided for your top pumpkin, whether it will have a hole on the very top or only a hole on the bottom. Once all of the pumpkins are cut, you should do a test stack by stacking the pumpkins onto the vase, and this way you'll know if they're going to stand level. This is a good time to do some shaving if you need to. If not, then you can go ahead and cut the shapes into the pumpkins to create your jack-o'-lanterns so that the light will shine through. On this one, I have hot glued the stem of the pumpkin back onto the top for decorative purposes. Thank you for watching.